Alright guys, we're back here with a little update of what's going on with all the planes and stuff. But mostly it's going to be the Coca Cola plane. So one of the biggest issues that I had with the plane was that my remote control had issues. So like up and down was like reversed. Left and right was perfectly fine. And then what else did we have? We had throttle control that was dodgy. So what I've had to do is quite complicated. I've had to open this whole thing up. I had to reverse a bunch of the wires, so invert the way that they worked. And now we have, as you can see here, I had to remove a spring. So now throttle control will work correctly on here. This is still the throttle cut there. This gives you extra steering. Anyway, I'll go through all of this in a second. And so we have everything ready. Since I have a second controller, you guys can see exactly what went down here. All right, so first of all, if you're going to open this, there are some things that you need to know. Number one is that there are 4 screws. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. But most importantly, there is a 5th screw right here on the antenna. If you don't remove this and pull the antenna up a little bit, don't pull it too much because this thing is not meant to come off, but just pull it up enough that that the screw bit is no longer aligned with the main bit. So, and then the rest will come off, no problem. Another thing is that on the inside, you have this cable that you see right here. If you don't disconnect that, you won't be able to get to the rest of the electronics. So you can put your 2 fingers or thumbs there and just unclick it like that. All right, there's one more screw here that keeps this connected there that you have to remove, and that's where you get to the rest of the electronics. This is going to be annoying, but luckily all you have to do is just do that, and it comes off. Then you get to all of this mess over here of cables. So unless you are extremely OCD and very patient, you most likely will fail at doing this. So, number one, I don't recommend you do it. Also, this is just a temporary thing. As usual, you should always, once you've finished your wires, you got shrink wrap them and get everything so that the contacts don't touch each other and stuff like that. But anyway, all that I had to do was trace down which wires are important. And in my particular case, I had to invert the controls here, the up and down on one, and also the up and down on the other. So all I had to find was to figure out how that works, and apparently there is a potentiometer, I think that's what they call these things, there, and it connects up to a bunch of wires on here on the back. So I had to invert this one and this one in order to get it to do what I wanted on here. That's pretty much it. If you think this is a crazy amount of wires and that it's very complicated, you would be correct. And so, yeah, it took a lot of fiddling, finagling, and jimmy rigging to get this to do what I wanted it to do. In some other controllers, it's a lot easier. All you need to do is, there's 4 screws. In this case, only 3 of these work. These ones do not work. You could just take this one off, this whole gimbal off, and replace it with that. Unfortunately, on this controller, this option is not okay, because when you do that, it just messes up everything. So this was not designed to be able to do that, sadly, but that's why I had to do the jimmy rigging, as you saw here, which, trust me, it is a lot of painstaking work, and I did it. It was worth it for me, but most people will just probably break everything, so it will not be worth for them. So yeah, maybe just don't do it. All right, so now let's take a look at the plane. The plane is right here, and the plane has one of the batteries, and there it is. Unfortunately, this is not ready to fly. I will still have to figure out how to change the positioning of this. This is too high up, and it causes all kinds of horrible things to happen, so we can't use that. But luckily, Luckily for us, I will actually figure out how to do that for you guys, and we will get this back in the air as soon as possible. I gotta get all the batteries from the other remote that I was showing you earlier out of there so that I can show you what's going on here. And I will have to put all the batteries in this remote. This remote here has 8 batteries that it requires to power it on, which is very annoying and unfortunately old school. So it's not like that I'm always 100% on old school technology. Sometimes old school technology is not that cool. Nowadays, most remotes only require 4 AA batteries to operate. And I don't know. I guess this remote was late to the party, or just late. I'm missing a battery. Isn't that cool? No, it isn't. Okay, all right. Find that battery. Here it is. Okay. So, we're going to do the old school way because luckily a lot of the old school things still work the way that they should, and we're going to power on the remote first so that the thing does not fly away when I connect the battery, which is over here. Just gonna connect that up. And we instantly have power, which is great. There we go. So let me show you guys how all of this works. Now with the modifications that I've made, we are able to quite easily go up and down with that. So if I want the plane to climb, I will do this. And if I want the plane to descend, I will do this. There we go. This does not have a spring, so it will not spring place itself. And that's perfectly fine for the way that I fly, but most people will crash their planes. So that's also one of the reasons why I can't tell you guys to do this. We have left and right. And if you press this button, you get more. So if you felt like that was not enough, with this little switch, you can get more radius, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as the rest, I'm going to have to hold this like this, or the thing will run away. There we go. We've got power. And it has way more power than I need to fly this plane, obviously. But, hey, it works, and I'm very happy with all that. Now there's a thing that we need to do, which is fix the landing gear and change the positioning of the electronics, because as they are right now, they cause this thing to flip because all the weight is on the top of the bird. And yes, this is a bird that flips the bird. I don't know. Anyway. I better go back to sleep. I'm tired. So we do have new landing gear for this thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this landing gear from the Walmart Cubbies. Really cool. It takes a lot of finagling to get the thing out, or the jimmy rigging to get the metal bars out of this thing, because otherwise it would be too heavy. And also they would turn, which you don't want. So we'll just glue this on like this, and we will stick it underneath the bird, and we'll have a nice, flat, reliable surface for these. And I think that these are less likely to snap than that twig that I was using before, or yeah. We're not trying to do yakitori, we're trying to get a plane to fly, so, you know, those little sticks, toothpicks are going to be too easily smashed. But this is fantastic. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Just want to give you guys the little rundown of what's going on. And also, don't worry, we will get this one up and running as well. This one already has the landing gear on it. As you can see here, it is going to be just fine. Anyway, we will test it to know for sure that it will be fine, but hey, it's looking pretty cool. I don't know if this might be too high as well. So this is a lot of weight there, and there's a lot of weight underneath, so it won't have the same problem as the other one. But we'll have to see. We still need to put electronics to do up and down there. And this might just end up being a very fast car, because I'm not sure if it's going to lift off the ground. But we'll see. Anyway, there you have it. Thanks for dropping by and watching the live stream. Let's give some love to all the amazing channels over there. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.